We got this first thing that's supposed to be put together. You're supposed to have a 6 and a 5, number 6 and a number 5, and I got number 6 and number 5, and then between the two you have a number 11, and you have the harness holes at this end right here. There's holes here, here's one, and here's one. So we got to do that, and then we got to do the other side. All right, now you got to find a number 12 driver's side shackle, and that's this right here. Check it on the back to make sure it says number 12. Right, and then also you got to have this shackle, this part here at the back, and this part at the front, I believe. I think it goes like this. Okay, now you have to find the yellow taped end, and that goes in first. You got to use this wiring harness. You got to save that shackle area for now. You got to put the wiring harness in. Now you have to put these in. These are nuts. Somebody has said that these are similar to things that you use for unistrut. Now, if you want to know what unistrut is, up there is a piece of unistrut. Up there, that's the railing used for this hoist. This is the hoist right here that I have used in previous videos. Well, this is unistrut down here, but without the holes. So you have to put these nuts in to attach everything. So you take what's called the shackles, that shackle thing, you have to take that. Now this one here is the side that has the shackles. These are the shackles right here, the shackle attachment points. This is the rear of the trailer. All this. So we're putting this between this rail, these two rails, this one and this one, and those two. That's why you have to have these nuts. Okay, see these holes right here? There's 6 over here, 6 over here. So you got to take these, put them like that, similar to this, and then you have to slide them in there. There's like teeth in there, and you have to slide them to the right position. See, I got this to where I want it, and there's an arrow right here. You line the arrow up. You line the arrow up with the joint between these two sections. This is the joint here, and this is the other joint. And this piece right here, this number 11, piece goes in between these. It's used as a spacer. So now I got to put these into the correct position. So I got to prepare 12. And apparently you use these huge ones. These are 1.5 inch, 1.25 inch. Yeah, these are 1.5 inch, and apparently you use these for most of the assembly. Now these kits are made so that a guy can do this in his backyard, but I want to be accurate. First of all, I'm going to square the ends so that the top rail, which is this one, is square with this. The second thing I'm going to do is put a straight edge between the two sections. Now this section down here on this area is separate from this section here. There's a joint right here. Right there. So I want to make sure it's accurate. Now I'm going to put these shackles on, and if you look, this shackle is narrower than this one. This is the back and this is the front. So the wide one goes on the front. On the front. Now I'm going to align the joint with that arrow, and I'm going to align all of the bolt holes. I'm also going to make marks where each bolt goes. The center. Always mark the center. All right, this is the Earthquake 160cc with the 160cc Viper engine. And this is a walk-behind trimmer. I did a couple of videos on it. This has been about 2 years. It's very dirty, but it works great. First of all, you have to prime the press the primer bulb to prime the carburetor, and then it usually starts up pretty well. Now, another thing that you have to watch out for is that up near the handle, is the on-off button. Make sure that it is on. I didn't check that before, and it has really hurt me a lot because I spent a lot of time trying to start it. You got to turn it on first. All right, now let's take some of this grass, mow it down.